Okay. All right. Hey, you guys. Happy Tuesday night, Fit Fighter Nation. You guys, we have an awesome team call tonight. We have Amber Kuiper, who's joining us all the way from Minnesota, and she is in a different time zone, so it's only 8 o'clock at her house. I'm totally appreciative of your time tonight. I know this is a kind of a family time, I'm sure, scheduled for you guys. And I'm not going to go through a lot of announcements or anything tonight. We've got some awesome things going on within this team. And those of you guys that are in March Madness and are pushing yourselves to the max, it's pretty incredible. I was really excited about all of the new team builders that we have on our team. You know, as of last month, as of February, that means you guys have, entered the first qualification month for the leadership retreat that we're having in June. And so you have to qualify 3 of the next 4 months. And so we've got so many of you guys that have already qualified for that first month. That's so incredible. And to be that team builder or higher, basically you are hitting Success Club and you're helping your coaches earn some Success Club points. Like you're just helping them extend their hands out and help others. So that is something I want you guys to keep focusing on, building that team and helping others help others. It's just so incredible. I hear over and over again, we will succeed when we help other people succeed. And that's the truth when it's with our challengers, when it's with our coaches. And tonight, Amber is going to give you some tips on that, how to help other people succeed, how to help add coaches and invite people to this amazing, incredible blessing of a business opportunity. And Amber's pretty incredible, and I'm so excited. I've had the great pleasure of getting to know her. I think we probably haphazardly met at leadership, but we've officially met in the past few months working together with the leadership mastermind with life coach Amy Snow. And it's been really awesome to get to know her and her success partner, Kelsey Shackley. Amber's just really neat. She has a great blog, and I hope that you share that with us tonight so we can follow you as well. Make sure you share your IG and your blog site and everything like that, because you're really, really cool coach to follow and very inspirational. Amber is, she's married to Jake. She has 4 kiddos, 1 set of twins in there too. And she started as a coach almost 2 years ago. So she's still a pretty new coach, you guys. And it's really incredible to see her success. Just this huge, she had a really successful year last year. Her team achieved 7-star Diamond Elite. She's a Success Club 10 All-Star. And you guys, this girl averages, I'm not even kidding you, I want you to, 75 Success Club points a month. She's very focused. She's very intentional, and she's just leads with a heart and with her faith, and she's just a really neat person. And tonight, Amber is going to talk to you about confidently presenting the business opportunity. So I want you to get your notes ready. I want you to be present. Like tonight, we're here, we're present. Like we only have 2 team calls a month. I want you to be here, ready to receive, very intentional about being a coach that's wanting to grow and to learn tonight. Turn off the notifications, put the phone to the side. I know some of us have mommy duties at hand. We're recording this call, so maybe you need to go back and watch it later too. But tonight, I want you to be fully present, all in on being a student right now, and put your CEO hat on, because we grow our business by helping other people succeed in growing their businesses. Okay, and Amber's going to share some of that with you guys tonight. Okay, Miss Amber, I'm really thankful that you are here. Go ahead and take it away.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Erin. You're so sweet. And I hope you guys know what an incredible leader you have, because I've gotten to know Erin the last couple months, and every week we meet, I am just blown away by her leadership skills and just her inspiration. So I'm so excited to talk to you today. And it's funny because this topic about confidently presenting the business is like, I can hardly believe that I'm talking about it, because I was not always confident in presenting the business. Like Erin said, 2 years ago is when I started, and quite honestly, I never in a million years thought that I would be in network marketing. When I would see people post on social media about whatever they were peddling, is what I would say, I was like, I don't get it. I think those people are weird. I don't want to be part of it. But then, I was very humbled. And so I had 4 kids, and I've always been someone who's fairly active. I was probably more of a runner than anything. And I joined my first challenge group, my youngest was 4 months old, so I had 4 kids in less than 3 years. So it sort of threw my hormones and everything for a big loop. But when I had my last baby and he was 6 months old, my husband and I went on this trip. And, we were going to Hawaii, which was the first time either of us had been there. And we were very excited, and it should have been this trip of a lifetime. But instead, I found myself very, uncomfortable in my own skin. And I wasn't at a point where I was feeling like I even wanted to be intimate with him, to be honest. And so after that, on the way home, I kind of reached this low where I thought, I need something. I need a change. And I had been going to the gym. In fact, I was running 3 or 4 miles a day. I was someone who people would probably consider sort of fit, but I didn't see it for myself. I didn't feel it for myself. And so sure enough, there we were on the airplane. I think we were in Dallas at a layover, and I saw a friend posting about the 21-day fix. And I had seen her post about it how many other times and rolled my eyes. But then for whatever reason on that day, I just said to myself, I need to try this. And so the rest is kind of history. I tried it. And like Erin said, I had a blog. And so my life was changed with these 30-minute workouts, which I thought were going to be super lame. I tried Shakeology the second month and ended up falling in love with it because I didn't actually need to take a nap during the day like I did before as a stay-at-home mom. I could actually be with my kids all day long. And so at that point, I was really at this crossroads, you guys, because I thought, gosh, I believe in this and the power that it has to transform my life and the lives of others. But do I really want to be that Beachbody girl? Like, do I really want to be known as a network marketer? And so, God was really working in my heart at that point. And eventually I really was humbled, and he kind of just said, you know what, you gotta go for it. And so I did. And I am so glad that I did, because it's been the best thing that's ever happened to me. But I have to tell you, when I was a brand new coach, I was really nervous to talk about being a coach. In fact, when I would talk to my friends, I would say things like, yeah, like I'm this online fitness coach type of person. I have this thing. And, I was very sort of like unsure about how to say it. And so I have to share this story because looking back at it, I kind of laugh, but we have this gym membership. And there was this trainer that I would see, a couple times a week, and we'd cross paths and we'd say hello to each other. And before I had kids, I always kind of thought, well, someday maybe I'll want to be a personal trainer. Just thinking ahead, maybe that could be something I could do once my kids were in school. So one day I decided to ask him about it and what would it be like. And this was just shortly after I became a Beachbody coach. And so I went over to him and I said, can you just tell me a little bit about what it means to be a personal trainer? And he kind of told me. And then I said, well, yeah, I'm just a Beachbody coach right now, but I hope that someday I'll be, more into fitness. And that's actually what I said. I said, I'm just a team Beachbody coach, because for some reason I thought I was like in the B team or something, because it wasn't as cool as being a personal trainer. And, I think that sometimes that stuff can kind of get into our heads. Like, we're not as cool as so-and-so who runs marathons or who is a personal trainer at a gym. And so we kind of get sheepish about the whole opportunity. And now when I walk into a gym, you guys, I literally think to myself, how crazy is it that I probably make more money every year than these personal trainers make? And so I think the first thing that I want to share tonight is we have every reason to be confident in this opportunity, because there is so much available to us, and this is not a B team. So if at any point you've thought to yourself, is this the real deal? Like, is this legit? You need to get that thought out of your head, because it really took me remembering that this is an opportunity that can change not only my own life, not the lives of the people in the gym that I go to, but the thousands of lives and hundreds of thousands of lives around the country and world. And so now I think where I'm at now in the business, last year, by the grace of God, I became an elite coach, and it was amazing. And so I think right now it's naturally more easy for me to present the business because I'm at a point where I'm making enough income that it feels like, yes, this is awesome. But I'm guessing that maybe some of you tonight are at this point where you're like, I want to share the business. I want to bring people onto my team, but I'm not making a lot of money yet. I don't have the rank to show that I'm this like amazing coach. And so I want to kind of just share with you my thoughts on if I was in your shoes today, sort of, what I would do differently perhaps if I was in the beginning stages of my business, or not even beginning, but just maybe shooting for elite or shooting for something more. And I really think that it would be that I would, if I was just starting out, and I know Erin is amazing at warm market recruiting, and that's a real strength of hers. And that's something that we kind of probably differ on because of my blog. I had more of the attraction marketing going on. And so for me, what I saw in the beginning was when I was starting out, my friends, like my good friends, were joining other teams because I wasn't bold enough to reach out to them. And so I think the piece that I was missing in the beginning was that confidence to go, do I want to really tell people that I'm a Beachbody coach? Do I want to lead with that? Whereas now when someone asks me what I do, I don't beat around the bush at all. I just tell them I'm a team Beachbody coach, and I'm super excited about it. I listened to a call. I think it was the Success Club trip from last year, which I didn't go on. But Melissa McAllister said, when someone tells you or asks you what you do, you should hold your head up high and tell them that you're a team Beachbody coach, because there's so much that is behind that. It's not just about how you look or just about the size that you are, but it's really about this community that we're a part of. And so I think that, I was talking to my, the coaches right now on my team that are shooting for Diamond, and they're shooting for team leader and team builder. And I just said, if I were you, I would reach out to my girlfriends, and I would reach out to the people in my life who I want on my team. And I think that's really the first step, is identifying, like, if you could choose, who would you have on your team? Who would it be? And what kind of people would they be like? Because so often I even find myself falling into this trap of, I'll just take whoever, like whoever wants to join me, gosh, I will take whoever is willing. And yes, that's obviously true. We will not turn anyone down who has a heart for this. But I really want to encourage you and just affirm in you that you guys are worth so much more than just like whoever shows up. Like, you deserve to be a little bit picky about the types of people that you want to recruit. And I know that that's scary, because oftentimes the people we want to recruit, we really respect and we really love. And having that conversation about, do you want to join my team, is oftentimes really scary. But there's a couple things that I look for when I guess you'd call it, the avatar, what I'm really looking for when I want someone to join my team. And the first thing is just someone who's super humble. I really believe that more than anything, we just need good hearts in this business, people who just want to help other people. And so when I think of the people in my life that have super awesome hearts, that just love on others, that are naturally encouraging, like, that's the first sign to me that, oh my gosh, I want you in my tribe. The second thing is that they're hungry. Like, they're hungry for helping others. They're hungry for hard work. They're not scared of hard work. So that's the second thing, is that they're humble and they're hungry. And the last thing that I look for is that they're smart. And by smart, I don't mean book smart. I just mean, do they have that sort of vibe that says, I get kind of this emotional intelligence of the people around me? Do I understand what they might need from me? So that's kind of my list that I go through. And so this month I've been challenging myself to reach out to 10 people every day and present the business. And that is like a huge goal for me. And most days I wake up and I'm like, okay, where are these 10 people going to come from today? Because I have no idea. But at the same time, I want to challenge myself to really dig deep into the people that I know in my network and really try to reach out to them. But I think that's the first piece of this, you guys, is realizing that you're worth it. Like, you're worth having this incredible team of coaches under you. You know, I think when I look at Erin and some of the stuff that she shared with us in our mastermind, I'm just like, she has this internal confidence that like, this is going to work out. And I'm a leader who deserves to have an amazing team. Like, she wants to have this amazing team. And I think that in order to really reach this point of internal confidence, you have to believe that you're worth it. So I think that's one of the questions I would ask you tonight is like, do you really believe that you are worth it? Because you totally are. And another thing that we've talked about in our mastermind call is really the only thing that's standing in your way is yourself. And so if you question yourself, I promise it's only you. Like, no one else is looking at you and questioning your abilities to do this. So I wanted to go into now just kind of how some practical tips about how I actually share the business in conversations. Oh, and I see I have a question, so let me just peek on this a minute. What do you say to the naysayers who don't like that Beachbody calls us coaches? Since anyone can be a coach and there is no prerequisite education, what do you say to people who have the education? You know what? Honestly, I freaking embrace the fact that I don't need education, because I don't even when I think of personal trainer, like, that's awesome. But more than anything, my heart is to be a cheerleader. And so honestly, I kind of like that I don't have to have a certification, or I don't have to have this incredible, list of the qualifications that I have, because I think that makes it a little bit more approachable, to be honest, when you're like, you know what, to have a successful business, you don't need to have all these qualifications. Like, we have the best of the best. And when I think about Beachbody Corporate, we have these super trainers who literally have trained celebrities. They know what they're doing. Like, I find so much. Oh yeah, Erin just said that. We have super trainers at our fingertips. Yeah, like, we have all of these super trainers. We have all this stuff. And I could never compete with that. I wouldn't want to compete with that. I just feel so honored to be able to promote directly the things that they offer. So when someone tells me like, oh, you're not a personal trainer, I'm just kind of like, okay, see you in 2 years, when I'm making 6 figures and you're still like stressing out about getting to the gym every morning at 5:30. So I kind of just I guess approach it like that. Like, so I kind of above reproach, I guess. But yeah, some tangible ways that I incorporate presenting the business with confidence. I'm sure a lot of this stuff is stuff that you guys have heard before, but this business is all about sort of just repeating into our minds what we already know, so that hopefully we just keep doing it. So when I have a friend, I will tell you, I don't really use scripts. I keep a lot of my messages very personal to whoever I'm talking to. So if I have someone, I have my list right here of people that I've reached out to this week. So I'll just pick a name and kind of tell you what I told that person. But for example, my friend Jenna. So my friend Jenna, I'll reach out to her and I'll just say something like, a compliment. I think we all know that everyone loves compliments. And so for a while, I was really nervous to reach out to people, because I thought, gosh, they're just going to think I'm trying to sucker them into something, or they're just going to think that I want to make money off of them. Because honestly, that's what I thought for a while. And so I was nervous. But when I lead with a compliment, you guys, everyone is dying for a compliment. They want that. Like, we crave that affirmation, and we live in a culture where people are not affirmed enough. And so I really believe that when we reach out to people and we lead with a compliment and say, so for example, I'll just say something like, hey, Jenna, I just wanted to reach out to you because you have been on my heart. When I think about people that I really want to add to my team and add to my tribe, you're someone who continually comes to mind, because you have such a gift of encouragement, and you have such a gift of, just loving on others and giving of your time. And when I think about the tribe that we've, built, I would just be absolutely thrilled for you to be a part of it. And then I might ask her a question like, have you ever considered coaching? I think that question is very non-confrontational. Have you ever considered coaching? And then I might invite her to, the Snapshot into Coaching event that we have on Thursday, for example, this week. And I'll tell you, I get a lot of no's. I mean, we all do, but I think that no, a lot of times is just the beginning of the relationship. And so when some people say no in the beginning, I mean, I'm sure Erin will tell you, sometimes it takes years for people to finally say yes. But the important thing is, like, I reached out to my friend Candace, it's another person on my list right now, for, the third time. And every time she kind of asked me more questions, and she kind of asked me what the opportunity entails, and we kind of go back and forth. And then this time, sure enough, again, she was like, I don't know, like, I have, 4 little kids, and I don't really feel like the timing is right. And so I'm like, no worries, that's totally fine. Just know, like, if if God plants a seed in your heart, like, I'm here, and I'm here to answer those questions. And just to kind of reaffirm to her that I'm still thinking of her. Because I think what happens sometimes is that if we present an opportunity, we tell someone, hey, you would be awesome at this, and then we never follow up, they're like, did she really think I'd be awesome? Or was she just trying to? I think when we don't follow up, actually, it creates this like weird feeling of, was that legit? So like when we continue to follow up, I think that just reminds people that we're thinking of them. And, but like I said, this week I've gotten a lot of no's. But I think the difference and the reason why I have this confidence is because I know that I'm not building my business upon one person saying yes to me, which is where I was at for a while, you guys. Like, I thought, I'd get these no's and I'd be like, oh my gosh, I've gotten like 4 no's in a row. Should I even do this? Should I even pursue this? Does anyone even want to be on my team ever? And you kind of get in your head a little bit. But when I started to shift this mindset of, you know what, despite whoever says no to me, I'm going to keep on trucking along. I'm going to keep on presenting this to them, because I know in my heart that I have something to offer. I know in my heart that my family deserves more. I know in my heart that this team is worth it. I think that you have to constantly be sharing, kind of just like feeding your brain these messages of positivity so that you keep going. But as far as confidently presenting the business, what I would challenge you guys to do is really think about, what if you were making, 6+ figures a year? Like, how do you think you would think then? Like, where do you think your mind would go? How do you think those conversations would go? Because I think that if you're in conversations with people and you're able to channel that 6-figure you and that confidence, that you're going to be able to say, you know what, this is an incredible opportunity. Another thing that I'll say to people is, this has completely changed my family's life, and I simply want to share this gift with whoever is willing to receive it. Instead of, before, when I would present the opportunity, I would say something like, have you ever considered coaching? I love my team, or if the fitness is really fun, or I don't know what I would say, but it would come across really awkward. And, just know that awkwardness is okay, because you have, like, a lot of the learning in this business is in the doing. But as far as, when you're thinking about people that you want to reach out to, or that you're thinking, gosh, I would love if she would be on my team, she would be such an awesome coach, just go for it, you guys. Like, I know it's scary and you're probably going to get a handful of no's, but along the way, your confidence is going to be built up and you're going to be able to have more and more of those conversations. But I think more than anything, just speak from your heart and speak about, like, why would you want that person on your team? Because it's not about you. Like, that's the thing about this business. It is never really about us. It's about, what is this opportunity going to give someone else? What is it going to give someone in their fitness journey? And what is it going to give someone, in their business? And so now the way that I approach it, when I think back, like, to my conversation with that personal trainer at the gym, I'm like, I cannot believe that I said I'm just a Beachbody coach, because it's so much more than that. And now I really in my heart feel like if I don't share the opportunity, that I'm really, letting a lot of people down because you never know who's going to run with this. And I'll tell you, I'm a newer coach and I've only been in this for 2 years, but every single time I think, yes, I have an awesome, go-getter coach. It's never the one I predict. It's always the people that are the very least expected who decide to run with it. So never sell anyone short or think that it's not worth it to present the opportunity to everyone, because the way that I look at it is that, it's my job to share and to plant the seeds, but it's God's job to kind of grow those seeds. And so I just shared this with my team today. I am not by any means saying let go and let God and just wait for it to happen, because I truly believe that we need to do our part. But I am saying that do your part, get in there every day, and then leave it alone. Don't feel like you have to carry it with you 24/7. Get in there, do what you need to do, and then go be with your family and create those boundaries and just have confidence knowing that the seeds that you're planting, they will sprout if you take care of them, right? If you water them and if you come back and check on them. But if you just throw some seeds in the dirt and never come back, they're not going to grow. So that's really all I had. I'm so excited for you guys, because I know Erin's been telling me just how amazing you guys have been doing, and your Emerald Blitz that you just had and all that kind of stuff. But I think it really just starts by just believing that you have something incredibly offer to the world. And what if you didn't share it and you actually held someone back from this incredible life that they could have? So I'm excited to see you guys in the leaderboards. I know that you have what it takes. Erica, I see you on here. We're actually on a mastermind call together. So that's fun. I didn't know you were connected to Erin. So anyway, I'm so grateful for you guys and grateful for Erin. And I know you have so much going on here, and guys, it's only March. You have all year to hit your goals, but don't wait, start now.
I think that's awesome. And I'm going to, if it's okay with you, ask people if they want to open the mic and ask you questions here in a moment. Is that okay, Amber?
Yeah, for
Okay,
sure.
So you guys think about if you want to ask Amber any questions really quickly. And before I do that, you said a couple of things that kind of sparked something within me. And one of them is kind of keeping in mind what's in it for them. I think there's a mindset there that we have to remember. And I think the complimenting is huge. I start every invitation with a compliment. But I also think we have to always keep in mind what is in this for them, not us. It has nothing to do with us. I want you guys to every time you send an invitation for anything, challenge group, whatever it is, this is something that's for them. And you're letting them make a decision, and that stuck out to me. And I'm so glad that you said that. But you also emphasize 100 times, and I'm exaggerating, obviously, but following up. So you said, and I heard you say that this one girl you've invited her 3 times, right? And I think some of us would be like, dude, 3 times. But so you're gonna send an invitation, hear nothing. You're gonna send it. You're gonna follow up with that. You're gonna follow up with it again. And can you tell us more about your follow up procedure? I think a lot of people always ask, how long do you wait? When do you know to follow up with someone? How do you keep track of that even? Do you have a system of organization that works for you? Because follow-ups are key, but follow-ups don't happen if we're not organized, right? If we don't have kind of a system to it. So Amber, what are you doing in terms of follow-ups?
Yeah, well, I have to tell you that about probably 4 months ago, I incorporated TeamZ, and that has been huge. Specifically, and I would say I use that more for the challenger side of things, but I'm trying to get my game on and get all my, coaching prospects in there too. But, I think really for me, the timeline depends on the person. So typically when I have, a list of people that I would love to have on my team as coaches, I'm putting them in a separate friends list on Facebook, because, you don't see everyone in your friends feed unless you're intentional about it. So I put them in a friends list, and then I'm just super intentional to sort of keep up on them, like not in a creeper, stalkish kind of way, like every single day, but maybe once a week I'm just going on to peek and like their post and comment on their post. So I'm staying in touch that way without having to sort of weekly follow up. But then like this girl, for example, that it was my third time following up with her, it had probably been like 3 or 4 months. But you know, we had liked each other's photos on Facebook, and we're connected in some capacity. And then I just kind of reached out, and she knows what I do. So I feel like, you know, I guess I'm someone who also doesn't want to beat around the bush. Like I don't just want to have this like random Facebook Messenger exchange and then all of a sudden, bam, here's the business. So like a lot of times I'll just straight up ask like, hey, I just wanted to follow up with you and ask. I think what I like, the line that I use a lot is, have you given any more thought to coaching? Because time and time again, you come up on my mind, and I just think you would be amazing. You know, and again, like you said, Erin, sharing what's in it for her. Like this particular girl was a photographer, so I shared with her how I have another coach on my team who is a photographer and has been able to supplement her business in the off season with coaching. And so I kind of just added value that way to say, hey, I thought of you when this coach is having so much success over here. But you know, I feel like I really do. As far as coaching prospects, I'm still on pen and paper. Like I still just have this list that I work from because, yeah, like I don't want to give up on these people because I believe in them so much. But as far as, you know, how often when it comes to coaching, it's probably more 3 or 4 months. Whereas challengers, it might be more monthly. So
yeah, I like that. Well, and I use the friend list too. I have a friend list that's called the Dream Team, you know, and those are the people that I'm wanting to not lose track of. So I do the exact same thing. Yeah.
yes.
I think most of our team, that makes sense too, you know, keeping track of people on the friends list. And I think we have a lot of people here who are trying to figure out their system of organization, and I am still figuring out the best for me, you know?
Right.
I use Teamsy, I have friend lists, like different things like that. Some people use Streak, you know, we're all trying to figure that out. So does anybody want to unmute and maybe we'll take 2 questions for Amber? Anybody have anything? I know I see Melissa has one, but anybody have one that they want to unmute and ask? You guys ask questions. I know you do.
Hi, Amber. It's Erica. How are you, girlfriend?
Hey, good. It's so good to see you.
Good to see you too. When Erin shared that you were going to be speaking, I was so excited to hear because I'm like, oh my gosh, she's such a rock star. She's
well, so are you.
Oh, well, thank you so much. So my question is about your blog because I'm just like fascinated by this. And so you started with your blog before you were a coach, or did you create that? You did. Okay. So, so then how frequently do you post on your blog?
Yeah, you know, it's so funny because I started as a blogger with no intentions of coaching. And it's like, if you go back in my blog, you'll see like I ran these weird fitness challenges through my blog. Like if only I had known about coaching. So I joke that I was like a free coach for like 3 years before I really discovered it. So I would say, you know, that's something that I'm working on getting back to, because since I've been coaching, it's been sort of difficult to find the balance of blogging. In an ideal world, like before I was coaching, it was like 2 or 3 times a week I would post in my blog just about crazy mom stuff. I mean, crazy kid stuff. You guys, a lot of you probably know, but but I think that because I posted just a lot of non-fitness type stuff, that I have this kind of this market of just moms. Like a lot of them haven't been into fitness, you know, a lot of them, I have twins. So like there's twin moms in there. But now, you know, on a good week, it's once a week, but I know I need to get that back up. For the longest time, I relied on social media because the algorithms weren't as crazy as they are now. Now it's a little bit more difficult to grow, but I still think oh, thank you for sharing that, Erin. But now, you know, I have a fitness page and then my blog page, but kind of trying to balance the value that you share with people outside of fitness, and then also sharing my fitness journey. But yeah, it all, I'm still just trying to figure out that Facebook algorithm. But I will tell you, I had an epiphany today. And I said, you know what? 2 years ago, Facebook was really different. It was a lot easier to grow on and whatever. You hear a sound. Hold on. My 5-year-old is scared. Like 2 years ago, it was easier. But sometimes I let myself get in my head. Like, oh, Facebook is too hard now. Only 5 people are going to see it. You know, I'm only going to get a couple likes. And so I don't like try as hard. And I think that that's kind of a bad excuse, and something that I've been trying to get over is like, well, screw it. You know what? Facebook, I got to figure you out. I have to like figure this whole thing out. And so for those of you who are trying to build your social media followings, like keep at it, because we will figure it out.
Yes. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And I think if you guys just check out Amber, I just put her like page or your blog, you know, it's not your blog. If you go to mommysmetime.com, that's your blog. But on Instagram, she's Mommy's Me Time. And then Amber Kupier Fitness too, right? Is that your?
I just switched it, which is confusing. But yeah, if you search Mommy's Me Time, there's a blog, Instagram, and then a fitness Instagram.
Okay. Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I think you'll totally get her vibe and how she's been able to build herself. She's very vulnerable and real and just real life, and offers a lot of great value to moms. So yeah, I think you'll be able to see that from her blogs. Okay. And we have the question from Melissa. Do you approach your cold market the same way you approach your warm market?
I really don't. Like, I would say when I have kind of 2 different aspects of my business, when I look at my blog and my social media following, it's more of that attraction piece. So I won't necessarily see someone on Instagram, message them, and tell them how awesome they'd be to be a coach. But I will like follow people and get to know them. And then, you know, maybe eventually that creates this conversation. But what I do is that, you know, I got into this business very differently than a lot of my coaches did. And so everything that I ask my coaches to do in their power hour, I'm doing that every single day in my power hour. Even though like I could rely on that attraction marketing piece, like I want to be in the trenches with my team, and I want to make sure that I'm getting through and knowing those struggles that they have. So I feel like that's what I'll do forever. You know, like I don't feel like when I was at leadership this last year, someone said, if anyone ever tells you that your warm market is tapped out, like they're insane. And I think, Erin, you've said that too, because you have such a huge business based on your warm market. And so I think for me, it's like, I'll always do things. Like once I get to know someone, sure, then I'll feel comfortable enough to sort of present the opportunity. But I just think there's too many people out there right now who are sending cool messages, and it's not well received. So yeah. So I would say my social media is more attraction marketing. So I'm putting out what I call lead generators, trying to generate people to join me. And then on the flip side, behind the scenes, I'm doing what everyone else is doing, kind of thing.
You're building relationships. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You're trying to build those authentic, genuine relationships, connecting with people, chatting with people, getting to know them.
Right.
We turn our cold into the warm by getting to know people. That's how you know you're rid of a warm market. Absolutely. Well, that's awesome. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Amber. I think that what you did tonight was really great, and I totally appreciate it. You know, from building us up and telling us we're worth it to giving us tangible takeaways. It was wonderful. So you guys, before we end this call tonight, you know, like, what are you going to do with this information? Like, that's what we have to decide. Remember, we can't just show up and take all of this awesome stuff in and not do anything with it. And so I think you probably heard a few things tonight, but one of the things that we have to start with is we have to start with knowing who we want to add to our tribe. Who do we want to stand beside us? Who do we want to lead a challenge group with? You know, who do we want to lead a training with and help us on our, you know, a coach sneak peek one of these days? You know, who is that person? What do they look like? What is your avatar? Who do you want to invite to your tribe? You need to know that. And then if you don't have that list of what I call a dream team list of people, you know, in your tribe already, that you're not, that, you know, you want to be bold enough and ask, we need to make that list. If you're in March Madness, we're there. We're making that list. Okay. Don't worry about that. We're doing that. And, you know, I guess we cannot be like Amber in the beginning, right? You know, and let other people ask our friends and family to join them. You know, that's not what we want to do. And that same things have happened to me. You know, I've had friends and family join other people as well. And so we want to make sure they join us. Okay. And so we need to make sure that we're going to be bold. So we need to know who our avatar is, and we need to make our list and start inviting. Amber's inviting 10 a day. I'm not telling you to invite 10 a day, but what's wrong with inviting 1 a day or 2 people a day? You know, I've challenged myself inviting 3 people a day. And that's something I've challenged the coaches who are pushing to Premier and to Elite, 3 coaches a day. Present the business to someone each day, because you have nothing to lose other than planting a seed that you're going to continue to water and grow. You know, so we need to stop holding ourselves back and use Amber's tips and really apply them. So thank you so much, everyone, for making this call tonight. Thank you, Amber, for your time. I was so appreciative.
Oh, so fun.
Awesome. Yes, I'm going to stop the recording.